right, so these are the things that you should never do if a cold person comes back into your life wanting to get back with you. Because a lot of the times we need to push them away because of their coldness. They're not consistent enough. They're not expressive enough. And just the way they relate to you makes you insecure. For example, they might be the type that they're bad texters. And because they're bad texters, that is an excuse to fuck with you and make you wait a long time, triggering your anxieties. These types of people who make that excuse that I can't help it, is who I am, sometimes you got to take a break from them, right? Simply because just their whole essence, their pure essence makes you insecure. And so it's not worth it being with them. So let's talk about this. Now, I got to differentiate, okay? There's a difference. These people look the same without context. For example, narcissistic people, avoidant people, and cold people, they all look the same, but they're different. Meaning, a cold person is just cold towards you. Towards somebody else, they might be more warm. They might be more romantic, but with you, they're colder because they're settled. A avoidant person is a type of person that is cold in general and that struggles expressing their emotions, and sometimes they might even suffer from alexithymia. It's being emotionally blind, not being aware of what they're feeling, like similar to color blindness. But then you have the narcissistic, those people who have no self-esteem. Well, a narcissist is almost like, something that, it's almost like an ecosystem that doesn't generate oxygen. It needs oxygen from the outside, and that outside is other people. A narcissist is someone that has no generation of positive emotions outside of using people, right? So rather than depend on their faculties, reading a book, telling them how good accomplishing something, or thinking about the one time that they were successful, they don't have that capacity to lift their moods up, so they use other people. So these people tend to be the most conniving and the most Machiavellian, and they tend to have a lot of victims in their past, right? They attract a lot of negative energy. And so these types, but the difference is that unlike the avoidant, the narcissist cannot connect emotionally. They have no soul, pretty much, right? So now that you understand this is more towards people who are cold towards you. If you guys want me to make one about an avoidant, let me know in the comments. I'll make one next time. So then, this is how you do. Understand this: when somebody that's cold, when they're on a break, a lot of the times, and cold people also avoidance as well, they always hook up and date around, right? A lot of them have the habit of hooking up with people as a way to self-regulate their emotions. And so this is all in an attempt to distract themselves, and find new love and low pressure, low commitment, intense physicality, intense sexuality, but there's no emotional input, no vulnerability, right? These people find it very easy to replace you, right? Why? Because they're looking for distractions, and a lot of them will do it even if they love you, right? Now, this is not the narcissist would, but this is generally, we're talking about cold and avoiding people. So that's the problem, right? Is that some of these people who we're really attracted to, that they're very inconsistent, very mysterious, other people find that attractive. And so you're not the only one that are after them. Now, there's no reason for them to feel pride in that, because what's really happening here is that these people are addicted to the new. These people a lot of the times end up alone as they get older. So there really is nothing. You're a normal person. Every person reacts to those types of traits. There's nothing wrong with you. The problem is that they're very inconsiderate, right? And they're not aware of how their inconsistencies, but also their lack of confrontation and not telling you and not being direct about how they feel, is making people fall in love with them accidentally, right? So, understand that. Now, when they're away from you, most likely they might be meeting other people, right? So keep that in mind. Now, the first thing is that it never take them back if they don't acknowledge why the relationship ended. Never take them back if somebody doesn't acknowledge why you had to go silent on them. Never take them back if somebody doesn't acknowledge why you don't want to talk to them, right? Some people come back and gaslight you and say, what happened? Nothing happened. Why are you so mad? Well, you got to make a big deal out of it. I know a lot of people like that in my life, and unfortunately I had to stop talking to them. But they're the type of person that does shit that annoys you, does shit that you told them not to do. And then when you get mad, they act shocked why you're mad. And you're like, I told you. What? Really, motherfucker? Like, you really asking me? Oh, we gotta make a big. Never take them back. Okay. And a lot of the times we will let that happen because we are deep down, we're secretly desperate to have them back. A lot of the times. Like, so we'll go with the illusion because there's another part of us that wants them back because maybe you got used to using them to feel better about yourself. Which is normal. You know, it's very normal to let down your guard when you meet somebody that you like and to start depending on them for your validation. It's what happens when you fall in love. The problem is that some people take it for granted. Some people are inconsiderate of that kind of stuff. These are the types of people that turn other people cold. That makes a nice guy completely cold. That makes a nice guy into a complete fucking Terminator. Why? Because you're reacting to other people's coldness. You realize that most people are don't give a fuck. They'll tell you they like you and then pull away, but that's not true. That's just you encountering an emotional vampire. Most people are not like that unless you're always online. If you're always online and meeting people online, yes, people do that. Next thing, never take them back after constant disrespect. And constant disrespect means even when you tell them don't text me, they keep texting you. Even when you tell them I want my distance, they keep breaking their distance. None of that works. None of that leads to anything positive. What that means is that they have no boundaries. They're compulsive, right? Also, it also means disrespect in terms of hitting you, calling you names, that type of shit. I know a lot of people watching this take those people back. To me, it's shocking, but it's true. A lot of you guys are watching this and you have accepted that. This is you just settling for less. Pure and simple. The next thing is that never take them back if you don't make them pay a price. I don't give a fuck. If they disrespected you and they want you to take them back, you gotta make them pay a price. You gotta make them pay a price. What that means? I like to say, make them lick your ass. Make them lick your ass. That's not a metaphor, right? Did you shower? I don't know. Let them find out. Don't tell them, right? I mean, let her find out. Don't tell her, right? So for the simple being that sometimes people leave you, consistently push your buttons because they know you're always going to take them back, right? They know you're always going to be neat and McGurk and come back to them. So they take advantage of it and push your buttons. You can't let that happen. If they come back, you got to make them pay a price. Make them write a letter or even make them double, triple text you. Don't respond to the first request to get back with you. Let them break their rules. And if they don't want to do that, if they say, fuck that shit, I ain't licking your ass, you lick your own ass. Well, that tells you what you need to know. They want you back, but they don't want to pay a price. Now, if they're a freak in the bed, you're doing them a favor, right? So this doesn't mean you do this with everyone. You got to find what that Achilles heels is for them and make them do it. And if they don't want to, then tell them to get the fuck out. Too many of you guys just take back people who are disrespectful without making them pay a price, and then you wonder why your relationships are full of disrespect. That's why women would tell a guy, yo, you suck your own dick. What the fuck are you talking about? Like they have no respect for their man because their man is just such a pushover. And the truth is, as narcissistic as somebody is, nobody wants a pushover. Like nobody wants a pushover. Real recognizes real. Next thing is that don't take them back after the second breakup. I'm sorry. Like unless you just want, you want to have a good time. After 2 breakups, that's understand that not only do people never do things just once, it's a real thing, but couples never do things just once. If a couple fought once, they'll fight again. If a couple hit each other, they'll hit each other again. If a couple cheated on one another, they'll find a way to cheat again. People never do things just once, and always remember that. Never assume that what happened between the two, the disrespect, will happen in isolation. It'll happen again. So if people are breaking up already, it is like a second breakup and they want you back. Look, like I said, unless you want a good time, because there is nothing better than makeup sex, find somebody else, because this pattern will keep repeating. In fact, if you know this pattern is going to keep repeating, actively push him away. Actively push him away. You know it's going to end. Why not end with some pride? Why not be the one that takes long to text? Why not be the one that is willing to cancel things? In other words, Be more strict with them. Say you better not be late, or else I'm not going to be there. Have them walking on eggshells if they want to come back after a second breakup, because after that, I'm telling you, they're going to break up. And in fact, being harsher, understanding that you guys will break up eventually, maybe you could practice some of the things that I teach you in this. Because sometimes we do it and we honestly think it's going to last. That's the delusion. That's the delusion. Yeah, anyways. So they don't acknowledge their mistakes, never take them back without making them pay a price, never take them back after constant disrespect. And if this is like the second breakup, man, find somebody else. Find somebody else, man. And by the way, if they start being inconsistent again after taking them back, find somebody else. And always remember, people rarely change. And the dynamics between two toxic people rarely change. Because one can change, but just because one of them changed doesn't mean the dynamics is going to change. It takes two. That's why it's better sometimes to find somebody that from the beginning it's easy. Easy. And don't forget, ladies, check out our free ebook. This is a gift from Father Alex. It's a ebook about, no, not an ebook, but my audiobook about how to make him chase. And you also get a free PDF chapter on the hot and cold formula. It's my method of how to keep a guy consistent throughout the first few phases of the relationship. And all you got to do is just go here on the description down below where it says get your free gift, and you'll be able to put your email and name, and then Father Alex is going to be messaging you. Yeah, that's right, people. And I don't sell your information. Click in the description down below, and I'll see you guys inside. Are you needy and creepy? Do you have a tough time coming across confident when you like the person? A lot of the times you just don't know what to do. You have habits and patterns that whenever somebody triggers you, you completely forget what to do the right thing. Well, guess what? I have a course for that. And it's called The Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and The Feminine Woman. What I call the fundamentals. All of those courses are meant to eradicate and exercise the needy, creepy parts in you through action. Meaning, you do what the videos say, and without a shadow of a doubt, you actually get the results. You'll notice that men call you back more. Men will want more relationships with you. They're gonna be the ones that are needy and creepy. They're gonna be the ones that want something. They're gonna be the ones that are the aggressors in trying to get a relationship out of you. But the problem is that a lot of people just watch one or two videos and completely forget that there's actually a system. Don't just watch one or two videos. Get the system either by purchasing all of them and get a discount, or purchase them individually. Because a lot of the times just watching one video in isolation, you actually miss the big picture. You have to understand why it works. You have to understand what to do next. And a lot of times my videos just can't address that. A lot of people, you see by the testimonies right here, a lot of people have done what those videos say, and they've gotten results. Like the other day, I was in Mexico, and they were like, "Hey, Alexis," and I'm like, "Hey, oh my God, your videos are so great." And I'm like, and she was like, "Look at my kid." I'm like, "What you talk about your kid? That's not my kid." She's like, "No, because of him, because of your videos, he's here." And I'm like, "Okay, all right, that's a thing." But I get that a lot, and ironically, that woman watches all of my videos, right? So purchase those courses, man. And if you don't like it, you actually could get a 30-day money-back guarantee, right? Purchase them individually, or get a discount and purchase them all by clicking on the description down below. You have the option of purchasing the one with the bonuses that obviously it's more material, where it's like I give you guys meditations. There's also other courses on how to make friends, how to master anything. Or you could purchase it without the bundle, which is much more affordable, all right? And with that, you guys are able to support my channel, which will allow me to make more videos, okay? Anyways, see you guys inside, and thank you.